It's been a 1 year of the passing of Alison Carey and Patricia Hickley Carey, Mariah Carey's mother and her sister. I was in the navigation center, the place, toxic place. I would not suggest any homeless person go to know how good it looks. The people that run it ain't all that, pretty when it comes to their behavior. Um, so that's a different subject. And people I saw in the comment section when I would go to a library or something would say um, that it was a setup. It looks like a setup, but I don't think it's a setup. Maybe both of them was deleted for a reason because they knew things in the industry. But one thing that I will going to disagree with people is that they think that Mariah Carey set up her mother and her sister to die. Prior to Alison Carey's death, years before her death, after she got arrested for prostitution while she had HIV, which is attempted murder, she started coming out with allegations saying that their mother was a witch, and that Mariah Carey um, was sexually abused at a satanic cult. Now, don't get me wrong, this stuff goes on in satanic covens. I get that. I listened to Zachary King, the former satanic wizard, who's a Catholic Christian. But especially due to, if you know about me, the R. Kelly situation, if y'all follow me on YouTube and social media, what happened, how I got homeless, exposing that. 2 times, a stalker from Detroit, originally from Detroit, lives in Phoenix. I was evicted on his birthday. Jess Garcia, the last person that evicted me, had his eviction on his birthday. But it's more to that. I know those things goes on. I know that. I actually know about the Chester Burlington situation and Chris Cornell, that they were killed. They were not. They were deleted. They were not. They did suicide. Okay, because it was coming out with a documentary exposing that. This is around the Me Too moment, all this stuff. So, but I don't think that Alison Carey is telling the truth. Mind you, Mariah Carey, when I was homeless the first time, and before I got my second apartment, Mariah Carey came out doing it, and I'm going to say this during Hispanic Heritage Month, because people forget that Mariah Carey's father, and Alison Carey and Morgan Carey's father, was part Hispanic Venezuelan, African American on his descent on his mom's side, and Latino Hispanic on his dad's side. And yes, you say, well, how the heck they had last name Carey? Well, their grandfather, Roberto Nunez, changed his last name to Carey, Robert Carey, not Richard Carey, Robert Carey. Roberto Nunez to Robert Carey. And then he married Hetty Cole, who was of African American descent. That's Mariah Carey and Alison Morgan's grandmother. And that's how Afro Carey, aka Nunez, came into the world. And then Afro Carey Nunez married Patricia Hickley, that's a white Irish mother. So I always tell people that that Mariah Carey let her book come out during Hispanic Heritage Month, okay? And people have seen comments, oh, what that she don't talk about Hispanic side. Talk to Leon Cohen. I'm not saying that Leon Cohen, who does work with Universal Records, she left Sony and left Virgin Records and went to Universal, but I know it's ever since she signed to that label, she does not talk too much about her Hispanic roots. Yes, she dated Luis Miguel while she dated, prior to she dated Derry Jeter as she left the demonic fool, Tom Mottola. But who also R. Kelly's boss. Okay, yes, you should know that. Okay, and we know about Sony Records. Of course, he's not there anymore. But Tyler being to that label, Sony's not a good company. Even Aaron Carter talked about that prior to his death. Britney Spears, Jive Records, that's all Sony. Okay, Zumba, RCA, the Work Group, which is Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, that label, Columbia Sony Records, has a lot of mysterious evil history. And people don't do research. Like everybody like wondering why I don't support Tyler's motives as her water songs inappropriate to children. Well, I know why. She's with Sony. Did Michael Jackson warn you about Sony? Then Aaron Carter warned you about Sony. And other artists, okay, other people that got deleted or they don't in the industry anymore. How Sony did them. Even I think that I know that our part black Hispanic hero, who sadly was the same as and then later became totally Jewish. Sammy Davis Jr. Yes, he's part Hispanic, part Cuban. I think that Michael Jackson exposed that to the Tom Told did him dirty as well. And of course, he died in 1991 on 1990 on him and Jen Henson on Jan Jackson's birthday. I was 10 years old. I'm forgetting. Me and my grandfather got into it. I was late for school. Yes, I did fight back with me. Okay, you know, I don't think I was 10 years old. In the fourth grade on May 16th. That's Jan Jackson's birthday. Okay. And sadly, we saw that Jen Henson and Sam Davis Jr. died that same day. Jimmy Henson's from the Muppets, okay, in Sesame Street, all right? So anyway, but my thing is that Sony Records has a history. The Chris Stokes situation that my stalker's friends with, Sony Records, if you see Britney Spears, if you see Eric Grande, I mean, that record label is not a good label. You talking about Beyonce allegedly being demonic? Yeah, it's Sony Records. Yes, Sony Records have a lot of evil stuff. A lot of evil stuff. Which is I'm glad that Selena Quintanilla did not sign up with Sony. Remember, her dad did not let her sign with Sony. They signed with EMI Latin, which is under what's it, Clapper Records, okay? So, let's get to the subject, okay? But you know that ever since she been Leon Cohen, and Universal Records, and yes, she did song Miguel, Beautiful, Bella, okay, in Spanish, and you know, going to, you know, he's part Mexican and part African American, and she part Mexican. I get it, but she been like not talking too much about her Latina side. She wants to talk about her Black Irish side, but I digress. We all know, but back in the day when she still was under Tom Mottola, she always said she was a Black, Venezuelan, Irish. When she left Tom Mottola, we know that Mariah Carey said, my dad is part Black and part Venezuelan. He's part African, part Black American, part Venezuelan. And Carey's not even my real name. It's Nunez. My grandfather changed his name when she was in Venezuela, right? Okay, when a white passing Latino Venezuelan man was interviewing her, like, come on. Back in 99, come on, baby, come on. Let's call it like it is. Let's ride them tapes, okay? Mariah, when you said that, okay? But Mariah Carey, I don't think had nothing to do with her sister and her mother's death. When Alison Carey, you forget that in that book, Mariah Carey exposed when Alison was prostituting. She was a prostitute. Okay? Thank you. See, remember the woman that said, y'all pray for me. I'm a prostitute and coming home from school, having oral sex in my mouth, licking men's balls. Remember back in 2017, 2018, wherever, when that sister came out, no offense, I get it, that she was asking for prayers, but you know not to go to a church and go detail of your sin like that. Now, I'm no longer a Protestant. I've been Catholic since I was 13 years old, back in 93. But I'm not going to go to the priest and say, yeah, oh yeah, I've been having sex and I licked her coochie. Like, come on, you don't say that in the church. Like, come on, like, I know that. You have to just keep it, just use different words, describe things. Remember, children at the church, you over here asking everybody to pray for you. Like, come on, right? Okay. People need to stop. That's why I laugh. Because she 9, 10, like she's older than I am, the woman that died on church. And you can know that your mom or dad told you something. Come on. Or your grandma, whoever raised you behind. Okay? I'm not God to judge, but I digress. Point is, going back to Alison Carey, she was a prostitute and she had a pimp. And her pimp was trying to go after Mariah when she was 12 years old, right? Don't forget she burned her with a cigarette, okay? And she gave her some cocaine or something, trying to make her snort cocaine, something like that in the book that Mariah Carey written. This is her sister. You know, the sister just said that she went and prostituted for Mariah Carey to ride on limos while she was with someone, with Tom the devil. I don't believe none of that stuff that Alison's saying. Why did she wait? Because remember, she was begging Mariah Carey to pay for her medical bills. Remember, Mariah Carey, while she was married to the devil, Tom Mottola, she took care of Alison's younger kids, especially the kind of white passing, dark hair. Of course, he is part white, part Hispanic because they have Venezuelan, grandfather. Okay, but he was born with AIDS, born with HIV, and Mariah Carey's sister back in '94 told American Journal. Remember, I was in middle school, either high school, because I got to high school in '94 around Aaliyah and R. Kelly got married. Okay, so I remember American Journal seeing Mariah Carey's sister with long black curly hair, talking to American Journal, and I remember she was mad that her mother and Mariah took custody of her son, not the oldest son, who's a lawyer. He was not born with HIV. He was born 2 years before me, and she took care of him too. Her nephew, who's not that far from her. Okay, because she born in 1970, he born in 77. She was 7 years old. Yes. So he went to law school, but his younger siblings that was born like 1980s or 90s, those kids, and hopefully to God they're still alive, while their mama was out there prostituting, had HIV, and getting high, Mariah Carey and her mother took custody of her son and other kids. Mariah Carey had to be a mother to her niece and nephews while she was dealing with that demonic fool, Tommy Mottola. Y'all keep blaming Beyonce and blaming Jay-Z over, Beyonce's being allegedly demonic and satanic and Illuminati, but he don't look that. Remember, she's under Tommy. Well, she was. Tommy told he left like in 2000, something right after Michael Jackson spoke his behind. I think that's when he left, right? Yeah, he went to Casablanca Records, which Casablanca Records, I think, is also where Donna Summer was under, and people mistakenly think that Donna Summer did not die of natural death. Remember, Thalia told Wendy Williams, Thalia is the Mexican singer, Mariah. I used to watch her novellas back in the 90s, okay? I used to be in love with Thalia, okay? Eres morena. Remember, she was telling Wendy Williams they had a play over the Donna Summer, and everybody wants Kelly Rowland to play. I do want Kelly Rowland to play Donna Summer, okay? But point is, I don't think she died of natural death either. I think just like Whitney Houston, they both died the same year. Her along with Leslie Carter, and guess who also died? Jenny Rivera. And we already know that Jenny Rivera had death threats prior to going to Mexico. Okay? Oh yes, she had death threats. And then you see a figure of Santa Muerte. She didn't believe in Santa Muerte. She was a Presbyterian. No, she was not a Catholic. She was a Presbyterian. Okay, talking about Jenny Rivera. We got the stereotype. Okay, but I did see like a figure of Santa Muerte. No, I don't practice that either. On one of the videos when she was singing in Monterrey before she died, and they said that there was a setup. Now, going back to Mariah Carey, Tom told her while he was giving her hell, and she was in the audience, she would go perform and tour, put on a happy face while this older man that she's married to was mistreating her. She had to take care of Alice's kids. While I'm gonna go ahead and say it, I know Alison did. The mammy, Alison, was out there prostitute with HIV and getting damn high. And cuss, I'm sorry. I had to cuss. When their father died in 2002, Alison had money due to Mariah Carey's fame that dad left for her for $2,000 something million dollars. Baby. She smoked on crack or got high on some ecstasy, whatever she did, got high on some kush, whatever. It's gone. Alison Carey's money that she got from her daddy, about something million dollars, I don't know the actual amount. It's gone. Yes, baby. That money gone. What happened to it? Being a dope thing and get high and being a prostitute with HIV. Three letters, what she said with the T-Bar say, y'all hear me, don't go chasing waterfalls. You remember that song? Okay, remember the white woman that, remember all the men that she was with, and she said with that white man in waterfalls, them different pictures. I had to show my home girls. You didn't get the idea. The different pictures of men of every color that she went with, brothers, like, yes, they were being a thought. She had got HIV from one of the men she was giving to her man while they had sex. Doggone it. Don't go. Three letters took it to resting place. Y'all don't hear me. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Thank you. I had to go there, okay? Chasing water. She was chasing waterfalls. Talking about Alison Carey. While Mariah Carey played mama to her kids. Y'all don't hear me. Okay, I have to do my T-Boss. Y'all don't hear me. And T-Boss also African American, Irish named American. Okay, she made it that she had those mixed race ancestry as well. Shout out T-Boss. Her kid part Mexican. You know Max 10. He black Mexican. I think he black Mexican, Puerto Rican. Yeah, he black Mexican, Puerto Rican too. Okay, he black Mexican Rican. Okay, Max 10 for West Side Connection. West Side. Okay, there's Chase's daddy. Okay, her ex-husband. Okay, he being abusive too. Point is, how you know all this? But I keep up with the music. I'm better when call me Wendell Williams. So get to the subject. Mariah Carey did not, in my belief, did not delete, kill her mama or her sister.